In 2015, I participated in a larger survey on agency new business development conducted by RSW US that measured many aspects and attitudes of new business across hundreds of firms. Now, I submitted 2 questions. The first was this: thinking of the most recent new business development opportunity that you lost, to what extent did you affect the buying process? Now, here are the answers. While you're looking at those, the second question was this: thinking of the most recent new business development opportunity that you won, to what extent did you affect the buying process? Let's look at these answers. Now, excuse me, what do the answers to these 2 questions tell us? First, on the left-hand side, the likelihood of an agency winning without affecting the buying process is only about 1 in 8. On the far right-hand side, on the other hand, a firm that significantly affects the buying process loses only 4% of the time. That's astounding. Now, moving to the middle, just by somewhat affecting the buying process, your odds of winning move from about 1 in 8 to better than 1 in 2. So, if you do not affect the buying process, you can still win about 12% of the time on average. If you somewhat affect the buying process, you're more likely to win than not. And if you significantly affect the buying process, you're all but certain to win. Now, granted, these 2 questions are a bit of a blunt instrument. They're not showing cause, but a strong correlation between pushing back on the client's buying process and winning the business. It appears that in more than 4 out of 5 opportunities, the actions of the agency are at worst showing a strong prediction of the outcome, and at best, possibly even impacting that outcome. So, if you cannot win without pitching, and if you cannot derail the pitch altogether, then you should be working to push back on the client selection process and get behavioral concessions granted to you, such as access to decision makers, concessions in the process, concessions in your response to required submissions, changes in date, location, and other variables of all different kinds, because the client's willingness to grant you these concessions is a sign of how meaningfully different they see you to be. They are predictors of your likelihood of winning and therefore indicators of whether or not you should proceed.